The fears that any seller would entertain selling the property was, the negotiating process, putting the contract out there, having the right buyers, showing the property and things like that. Having the time really, I think, was one of those nerve-wracking concerns we had in thinking about putting the property out of the market. I would say that I was lucky because Chris actually contacted me and asked if he could schedule some time for us to talk and, share our motivations and how the Elliott real estate company can help. And that was really helpful because we scheduled a discovery call and went through the whole process. He collected our objectives and goals and what we're actually looking for. And that really was helpful because oftentimes in selling a property, you have, realtors who are just quick to, make their money and all, but having a realtor who was really interested in our goals and finding out exactly what we wanted and even what we wanted in a realtor, I think that was the first time we ever heard that. Wanting to know exactly what we wanted, I think kind of helped dispel the concerns that we had. And that's how we started the process. And it was a very good one, I should say. I think the very first thing was that discovery call, which I think was helpful. He sent a recap after the conversation to let us know, what we agreed upon. He made time to come to the property and walk around the property and highlight some of the things that he felt we needed to do to make sure the house was marketable. He actually had a contractor that he had worked with in the past provide some quotes for us to compare with, which really made it a lot easier for us. He kept us posted with emails. Every week there was a video email about where we were. He sent updates throughout the entire process. There was no day that we felt lost or didn't know exactly what. He made himself available, even with his coordinator, Maddie, who was also very helpful throughout the process, sending emails and keeping the lines of communication open for us to bring up any concerns. So I think the lines of communication here in this process was very helpful from the very beginning through the end. It was a very seamless process. And I think having a realtor who represents you, keeping you informed of every process, handling those difficult conversations with the other party, letting you know what your options were, keeping things very honest, very polite, very courteous, I think was very helpful with this process for us, for sure. The process, as I mentioned earlier, was very seamless from, signing of the contract to the negotiations, the back and forth, even coming up with options when we run into some concerns here on the buyer side. He presented very good options for us to consider. It didn't seem as a pushover. He allowed us to make whatever decisions we felt was comfortable for us, even with coming up with a price. He gave his opinion, but then left it up to us. We didn't feel pressured in any way. He made himself very available to answer questions, emails, calls, and even the video calls, which I thought was a plus, because you don't get that, right? But he would, send those video messages letting us know, even when there were no updates for him to give, he would still send us something to let us know, hey, even though we have no updates, just want you to let you know things are going well. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. I thought that was really a plus that I'm not sure how many realtors provide, but it was really just a comfortable feeling knowing that you had a realtor who was on your side throughout the entire process. I think regardless of where you are in the process, whether you've sold homes a couple of times or whether this is your first time, you should be very comfortable knowing that you have a team that's going to guide you through the process from the very beginning through the end. Things as simple as, when to turn off utilities, the kind of things to take with you, as basic as those may seem, I think they make a lot of difference. And knowing that they'll be there when you call. I remember one time, going to the house and trying to get into the house and couldn't access a lockbox, right? Not because of anything that they had done, but it was just because I wasn't really, tugging at it hard enough. And I sent a text very early in the morning, and Chris called right back a few minutes after to let me know, hey, just tug him out a little harder, and it worked. So But I think knowing that, you have someone out there just, from the very beginning through the end, you could sleep at night, not having to worry, knowing that he's right there, doing the back and forth negotiations and handling all those difficult conversations and, inspections and all that. He had his, they have their own title company that they represented, a pest inspecting company. So I didn't really have to go out of my way to do any of those things. And I think that's a one-stop shop, right, that should put this process at ease for anyone considering to either buy or sell a home, that you have a trusted friend and advisor in the Elliott Real Estate Company, and they will ensure that you're 100% satisfied throughout the process. So I'll definitely recommend this team, the Elliott Real Estate team, to anyone considering buying or selling the home. I wasn't paid to do this. I'm doing this out of my own free will, and I mean every word that I say, and you won't be disappointed.